Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
More details coming out about a fatal shooting of a man by a park ranger and whether there was body cam footage of the incident. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Cynthia Puga. We begin with top stories sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. We have new details on the park ranger who shot and killed a person at Valley of Fire State Park on Wednesday. Now, according to a Nevada State spokesperson, the ranger was not wearing a body camera. It's still unclear as to where the shooting occurred and if any footage of the shooting exists, since Nevada state law does not require state park rangers to wear body cameras. According to the park's spokesperson, this is the first fatal shooting involving a park ranger in the history of the agency. Details as to when or if the park ranger will be identified is still unclear. An Arkansas man is suing a Las Vegas dancer claiming she scammed him out of millions of dollars. Fred Bruner is seeking $3.5 million in compensatory damages and $35 million in punitive damages from Melanie Sterling, a Las Vegas dancer, and 4 John Does. The lawsuit says Bruner met Sterling at a Vegas gentleman's club back in June 2014. He claims she then led him to believe they were in a romantic relationship, and they even went on vacations together that Bruner paid for. Over the course of 10 years, the lawsuit says Sterling made more than 100 requests for financial support and that Bruner bought a $720,000 home in Las Vegas that Sterling transferred to have under her name. For more on this story, you can visit lvrj.com. Let's go on to weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Starting off your morning with partly cloudy skies, hitting those triple digits by 9 a.m. and expecting a high around 115 degrees. Today is the last day for the excessive heat warning that'll remain in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. Partly cloudy skies will continue into this weekend, bringing us a bit cooler temperatures closer to 110 for this weekend and lasting until next week. Moving on to business news, a new study from Zillow shows Las Vegas Valley residents would have to save up for more than 17 years to afford a down payment for a house right now. Zillow forecasts the average home in the valley is worth about $427,000, and the median income for about a household is about $77,000. Now, this means a household would have to put down $198,000 to comfortably live and afford a monthly mortgage payment in 2024. LVRJ business columnist Patrick Blennerhassett explains what factors led to this.
There's probably two big things to realize when it comes to how unaffordable Las Vegas's housing market has become. One, institutional investors, corporate investors have gotten involved in the real estate game, and they're outbidding people for regular homes and turning them into rentals. The second is the COVID pandemic. Basically, the COVID pandemic greatly accelerated the housing market and kind of basically just set it on fire. And so we are essentially still dealing with the remnants of this, of interest rates bottoming out and then having to be brought back up to stem inflation.
Sports brought to you by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. Mountain West Media Days are underway at the Circa Hotel, and UNLV head coach Barry Odom spoke on the expectations that lie ahead for the team and how they're handling it ahead of this season.
Let's not run away or shy away from those expectations. Let's embrace them, man, because I would much rather be in this position than to not be talked about at all. So our guys will use it the right way.
Moving on to your health, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, is the most common cause of severe vision loss in people over the age of 60, affecting an estimated 20 million Americans. AMD is a progressive eye disease that damages the macula, the part of the eye that allows us to see objects clearly, causing vision loss in the center of your vision. Now, this affects the ability to read, drive, watch TV, and do routine daily tasks, but it does not cause total blindness. If you do get AMD, there are 2 new medications that were approved by the Food and Drug Administration last year to treat a late-stage form of AMD. It's given either monthly or every other month as an injection into the eye and can slow its progression.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Memphis's Zach Edey is the new favorite to win NBA Rookie of the Year after impressing in his NBA Summer League debut this week. The 7'4" center is 5-1 at Caesars Sportsbook to win the award. Alexander Sarr, the number 2 pick in the draft by the Wizards, is 7-1, while top overall pick Zachary Rizachet of the Hawks is the plus 750 third choice. Lakers' Dalton Knecht is next at 8-1, followed by the Spurs' Stephon Castle at 9-1, and Reed Shepherd of the Rockets at 10-1. Vegas Nation, brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. The Raiders are still looking for the cornerback that will fill out the perimeter on their defensive backfield. Could a free agent be the answer? Vinny Bonsignor has more.
Right now, I think the Raiders' preference would be Jacorian Bennett takes that job and runs with it. If not, Brandon Faison, the veteran. However, if there's any debate, if there's any concerns in training camp or right before training camp that either of those players can handle that position, a player like Stephon Gilmore becomes an interesting possibility. A veteran, a guy coming off a pretty good season, that's a player that the Raiders would absolutely consider.
In lifestyle news, UNLV hosted its 2024 Teen Driver Safety Day, an event dedicated to help young drivers understand the consequences of distracted and impaired driving.
We had a reenactment of a crash to try to help young drivers understand the ramifications of what could happen if you're driving under the influence or distracted, and then different people in law enforcement talking about the consequences.
Teens also heard from a trauma surgeon discussing the treatment of the crash victims and from police who detailed the DUI process, including the stories from family members whose lives were changed by a car crash. Now for entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. Speculation continues to grow about when Celine Dion will return to the Vegas stage. The former Vegas headliner has been public about her battle with stiff person syndrome, even showing her health struggles on a documentary released last month on Prime Video. The latest official word from AEG Presents, which books Resorts World Theater, is that they are excited for her return. Celine was supposed to launch a brand new residency there before her health took a dive, but she is expected to fulfill that residency in the future. Sources in the entertainment industry say Celine could actually perform as early as October or even November, or make a splashy return at Resorts World on New Year's Eve. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. You can also watch us on other platforms like Apple TV and Roku, and follow us on our social media pages for the latest Las Vegas news updates. We'll see you here tonight for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. The 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.